over recording. Okay.
Sorry, I'm now going
I've got over 20 years experience in the construction industry, including building services, highways. I mean, there's probably not, there's very few products that, oh, hello, Janet, that I've written about. I have a degree in PR. I have qualifications in digital marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing, and I'm an MCIPR, which is a member of the Chartered Institute of Public Relations. I'm also a director here at Seaside Creative. I jointly run the company. We have a small team. We're based in Lancing, on the very glamorous Lancing Business Park, but it is about 100 yards from the sea, hence Seaside Creative. We are exhibiting at the Construction Expo, and we exhibited last year, and I attended in the years before COVID. I'm also a member of Building Sussex Connections, and I, I love working in the construction industry and the supporting industries because it's really, really diverse. The people are really down to earth, and it's just, there's something interesting happening every day in it. There's something really great about helping a company actually build stuff, actually do things for people. So that's why I love the industry, and I hope you all love it too. And I'm about to try and share my screen. This is where it might all go wrong. So please let me know if you can see it. Can you all see the screen?
Not yet.
You can't see it?
Not yet.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Yes.
yes?
Now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So making the most of your expo. What I've done is I've put together quite a simple presentation, and I've done it that way to sort of try and engender questions and make you think about what you can do with your stands and your presence on the day and as individuals. So, and there's lots of different facets to being at an exhibition, and it's not all about being on your stand. So right, so if I click, so the first thing to do when you have when you're exhibiting is to have a plan. Now, and the plan doesn't just involve you being there. The plan needs to be about before you get there, what you're going to do in the run up to the exhibition, then on the day, and then afterwards. So if you can just have a simple plan covering those three aspects, then that should cover most of the things that you want to do and achieve from attending the exhibition. Because let's face it, attending an exhibition costs money. You need to achieve something from it. You need to have a goal. Why are you going? What do you want to achieve? And it doesn't matter if your plan looks like this, if it looks like this is normally what my plans would look like, or if it looks like this. It really doesn't matter what it looks like, just have a plan. So before, look at the exhibitor info from the organisers. They work really hard at making sure that they send you the best possible information. It will have, now I know that Penny's information is brilliant, and it has information of hyperlinks of what you can do, links to their social media. It will have specific links to events you can attend, speeches you can attend, what you can do, where you are, a map of the hall, your stand number. Make sure you've got all the information to hand that's relevant to you being there. And it'll be attached to several emails that Penny has sent you, isn't it, Penny?
Yeah, I'll also try and post it in the group now, but
Okay.
yeah, it's on pretty much everything we try and send out. It's our little marketing toolkit webpage, sort of portal for our exhibitors.
Yeah, and it's really comprehensive, and it is just there to help you, so use it. Plan your stand around what you want to sell the most. Now, I know that's might be a little bit controversial or cynical, but you are there to either sell a service, sell your company, launch a product. There could be, all manner of things that you're there to do, but you are there to sell something, to have a presence. So what do you want to make? What will make you the most money? What is your golden goose? And make sure that your stand reflects that. It might not be one item that's going to make you loads of money. It might be something that you can sell loads of. Just depends on what type of thing you're doing when you're there. With your stand, make sure you plan it so that you have the best use of the space. And I say this because countless times, not everybody can afford a really big open plan stand in the middle of the hall. No, we certainly can't. So we have, I think we've got a corner this year, but we never ever sit behind a table waiting for people to come to us. Is that the best use of the space? What will get people onto your stand? You're there to meet people attending. And in my view, having a great big table in front of your stand is a barrier. You might need stuff to put your printed collateral onto, and I will come on to printed items and merchandise, but think about the best use of space. What do you want to achieve with your stand? And if you absolutely have to have a big table, does it need to be at the front of your stand? Could it be slightly at an angle, displaying all your stuff while you are in front of it? So make the best use of the space you have. Also, use lighting wisely. I cannot tell you the amount of times I have walked past people's stands and they've been either pitch black or I've been blinded. So what do you need? You can order lighting, but at the same time, you might not need it if you're having a screen and you don't want that to be blinded out. So we have a big screen on our stand to play our video that really annoys our neighbours because it plays over and over again for the whole day. But I don't want that brightly lit because the screen in itself is lit and it's more noticeable to people walking past. So use your lighting wisely. Do you need loads and loads of it, or do you just need the odd bit of lighting? You don't want to be blinding people with spotlights as they're walking past. What can you give away? Now, this doesn't have to be really expensive stuff. And with merchandise, again, the number one rule of marketing is know your audience. So who are they? What do they like? What's relevant to them? And what can you give them? It could be a really expensive brochure. It could be a pencil. We have given away deck chairs in the past, little tiny ones that you put your phone on. And somebody came up to me last month and said, "Oh, I've still got one of your deck chairs on my desk." Brilliant. That's what I want, is I want someone to have my logo and my company name on their desk for a year. What can you give away that will do that? Doesn't have to be expensive, and there are plenty of really, really good companies. If you don't know someone, I can recommend 2 or 3, so you can get competitive quotes. So please, just ask me. We're also able to sort that out for you, but do think about that. Who are you inviting to your stand? Now, this is slightly controversial in the construction industry, because a lot of, especially contractors, going, "Oh, well, no, I'm not inviting that person, because if they come to our stand, they're going to see our competitor's stand. They might go over there." But actually, those people are probably going to come to the exhibition anyway. It's been publicised enough that all your potential customers probably know that it's happening, and they might just turn up. So you need to ask them if they're coming, and if they are coming, then you need to say, I'm going to be on the stand at 10:30 a.m. It would be great if you, would come and meet me, and we'll give you one of our special coffees, or treat them well and invite them to a time that you're going to be there, because these people are important to you. So invite VIPs to your stand at allotted times. And finally, beforehand, tell everyone you're going to be there. Now, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to have a slide of offline and online promotional opportunities that lists everything out. And I'm happy to share these slides at the end. I'll send them to you, Penny. But tell everyone you're going to be there, from using all the channels you can, whether it's your company page on LinkedIn. Use your company page as the hub and get all your staff to share that post. That's what company pages do best on LinkedIn, as long as your staff are engaged. Use your personal LinkedIn. Use your email newsletter. Use your networking opportunities. Just tell everyone that you're going to be there. Otherwise, you want loads of people to come to make it successful. So just tell people about it. So on the day, you want to be achieving this type of thing with a lovely handshake. I'm not sure what's going on here. He's lost in space, this man, but I liked the handshake. So arrive early. The exhibition, I don't know if you're all going to the breakfast. I always go to the breakfast. It's really worth going to the breakfast before the exhibition, because you get to meet other exhibitors when everybody's fresh. And they also have really good speakers, and it's just a way to introduce yourself to people who you either might not be able to see on the day because they are also on a stand. So go to the breakfast. It's always really interesting. If you can't go to the breakfast, or you do, get someone else to arrive early to make sure that your stand, all the last minute bits are done before it opens. You don't want to be faffing around with all the bits and pieces, putting up leaflets or making sure the lighting's right as the doors open and people walk past your stand because they don't think you're ready. So get there early, and at least somebody in your team needs to be on the stand making sure that everything's done right. Again, know your audience. Who is the stand for? It's not for you, it's for your target audience. So what can you be saying to them? Who are you looking for walking past? Don't be afraid to say hello to people. That's what you're there for. So know who you're looking for, because then you can spot them. And if there's someone key on another stand, you can just pop and go and see them. Or if you've been to the breakfast, you can say, we're on stand, number 23, do come and see us later. Know what you want to say to them. So if you know who they are and you know what you want to sell, work out a way of telling them about the thing you want to sell, but don't hard sell to them. This is not the place for that. This is the place to get them to be interested in what you're doing and to collect their details if you haven't got them already. So yeah, it's not a hard selling place, but you want to sort of, if you could move on to the, can I come and see you to talk about this on another day, then you've achieved a good outcome. Take visitor details. Now, we used to say collect business cards. That is happening less and less now. So you can use the LinkedIn app on your phone, and you can have your QR code ready, and you can tap. Some exhibitions have lanyards that you can tap and they collect details. Do still collect business cards if people offer them for you, because they've spent money on those business cards and they want to give them away. And do have your own ones, because there will be people at the exhibition that might not be taking them digitally. It's just that it's good to be able to have both options. there. And if someone comes on your stand and talks to you, take their details. You might not think that they're relevant to you, but I always say you don't know who they know. Last year, we had a random, this was at the Southeast Construction Expo, nearly at the end of the day, a guy who we thought, oh, who are you? Came up and told us that he was a member of iConstruct, and we should look at joining. And we were like, what's that? I don't know. But we joined iConstruct, and it has been brilliant for us. We've won new clients. I've had, just really good opportunities from joining it. So, and I might not have spoken to that man if I hadn't made the decision to take everybody's details that day. So you never know who they know. And make sure you've got enough of your details to hand. So have you, again, thinking about knowing your audience, not everyone, you're not going to want to give everyone your really expensive brochure that cost you loads of money to print. But you might want to give everyone a business card. You might want to direct everyone to your website. So have enough of your details to hand. Also, is your email address or your digital contact details, are they printed on everything? It's amazing how many people don't have personal contact details printed on things. So, just make sure that everything's printed correctly. This is slightly controversial when you're there all day, but we don't have chairs on our stands apart from one big deck chair. So we don't sit down unless you're going to a lunch.
Oh, Kelly. I think we've stopped hearing you, Kelly. Oh, you've come back again.
Hello?
Sorry, I don't know if anybody else, but I sort of missed you there. Yes, you did. I don't know if it's the same.
Thunderstorm's not even started yet. So what did you miss?
Literally the last sort of 10 seconds.
Okay, so all I was talking about was not sitting down.
Yeah.
So no, not every. So comfortable shoes. Always wear your most comfortable shoes, and just be there to. No, in this picture here, everybody is standing up. You can't shake someone's hand very comfortably if you're sitting down behind a desk and they walk up to you and stand up. So just make sure. That I would really recommend not sitting down. If the worst comes to the worst, have some bar stools, but don't use them, please. It's really, and finally, get off the stand. Like I said at the start of this, if you arrive early and you go to the breakfast and you know who's there, you know that there's going to be somebody on another stand that you want to go and see. You go and have a look around the exhibition as well. I would make a point of taking my business cards and just chucking them in everything and trying to win as much as possible about 3 o'clock. So get off the stand, make yourself known. That's another point of being there, is how many people can you introduce yourself to? Can you get to know? Can you find in this industry? And you might already have contacts on other stands who then you go and talk to them and they introduce you to someone else. It's a really, really great way. There's so many different networking opportunities on the day, and really, really make the most of them, because otherwise, you're wasting, don't waste a minute of being there. It's, you've paid to be there, really, really make the most of it. And smile. Maybe not quite like this, but smile, because you need to welcome people. The amount of times I have walked past a stand and someone is looking down at their phone, looking miserable, looking like they've got sore feet. I know it's hard. A day at an exhibition is tiring for everybody, but you still have to smile and just have a good time. And if you're smiling and looking welcoming, then you're probably going to get more people to come and talk to you. So it's just, a smile can make a huge difference on the day. So that would be my advice. So then we move on to afterwards. And can you all see this picture here? Follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. That's what someone told me about 1,000,000 years ago, but it is really, really true. So make sure that you are following up. So sort through the details you took, whether they are digital or physical. Make sure you sort through them all the day after, the next day. Prioritize them. You know, some of them won't be that relevant, but again, you don't know who they know. So, but some of them you might have gone, I must call that person, and actually do it. Contact them all. And some of them might just need you to connect with them on LinkedIn. Some of them will be worth calling. Some of them will be worth emailing. Some of them will be worth sending something or arranging another meeting. But make sure you contact them all, because they gave you their business card for a reason. So connect with them. And the top priority contacts, make sure that you do it personally. It might need another member of the team. You might need a specialist, depending on what you do, to contact these top priority contacts. But if you're not sorting through these details and you're not prioritizing them, you're not going to know what type of follow-up they need. And you are looking to maximize your sales from this day, get return on investment, and this is how to do it. Remember to talk about what a great day you had and what a success you had in your own social media. And this is because you want it to be carrying on. You want people to be talking about it. You want people to be coming back the next year. And if people don't talk about this, then you're not garnering that sense of, oh God, I wish we'd gone there. Or I wish, because next year you want it to be bigger and better. You want, exhibitions need to grow every single year, need to have a buzz about them. And this year has got a buzz about it because we're in a bigger, better venue. It's really accessible. There's loads of free parking. The room's twice the size of last year, and it's more modern. And it's just going to be, a fantastic expo. So, make sure that you hammer home those points and make people think, oh, I wish I'd gone to that. And then you can invite them for next year. One way to do that is there is an awards event, which is in November. Is that right, Penny? November. And you can enter and attend that awards.
November, end of November.
Yeah, so you can enter and attend that awards event where you can catch up with the people you saw. Now, this is a really great, having it after the actual expo is a really great opportunity to meet that top contact again if you haven't managed to get hold of them in the time between the expo and the event. So, I'll see you there. So, use this as another way of getting in touch with those people. And it's great to have two bites of the cherry. So promotional opportunities. Oh, I don't know why that looks like that. Oh, look. Offline, we'll start with the one that's appeared. Printed collateral. It's still really important. Print isn't dead. There's a lot of research done that shows that when people are holding something and reading it, that actually, because there's another sense involved, they remember it more. And that's why books are selling in droves instead of Kindles. People get more out of reading a book because they are holding the book and there's that other sense involved. So I would always recommend printed collateral at an exhibition. People love collecting it. They love going through it, and they will actually look at it. Could you have something in a newsletter by a professional body that you're a member of? Could you be telling people about what you're going to be doing? Could you be talking about it afterwards? Could you be taking part in speaking opportunities? Now, it's probably a bit late for this expo, but there might be local chamber ones that you can get involved with. You could think, oh, I could have been on that panel, and talk to Penny, and she'll see if there's an opportunity for you for next year. What PR can you be doing about going? Just writing a short blog or press release, chuck it up on your website and get your members of staff to share that. Put it on Twitter. Talk, if you know journalists, if you already know there's loads of journalists on Twitter, tell them that you're going to be there. If you are talking about being there, don't forget to put your stand number in the release. Are you going to other events before or after? No, are you looking forward to going to different events within the expo itself? Could you be talking about them? Now, on the day, you could attend one of the learning opportunities, and then once you've finished, just thank the person for the talk on Twitter or LinkedIn, because then that notification goes out, and it creates a buzz about hashtag SECE 2022. So what can you be doing? Other networking opportunities, there's loads out there. You probably all go to breakfasts, or like I said, chamber lunches, or there might be professional industry type networking that you go to. Be talking about it at these opportunities. Even site visits. You might have members of staff that are not in your head office, but actually, it might be relevant to them to be talking about what you're doing, what you're going to see there. They might want to attend and come and meet someone if there's site managers that are visiting lots of different sites, or you've got specialist type of sites that you want to talk about, and that there's a subcontractor going to be at this exhibition that you want to talk about because they specialize in the same area. So this isn't an exhaustive list. There's probably stuff on here that I've not thought of, but I just wanted to give you an idea of different things that you could be looking at as promotional opportunities to let people know that you're going to be there. So your website, absolutely, put it on your website. Talk about it. Come and see us. You could have a little badge on your homepage. Visit us at the Southeast Construction Expo, stand number, and just little badge. Then they can click on that, and it can take them to registering for a ticket. Your social media, so whatever platform you're on, whether it's Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, any of them, make sure that you're using them to tell people about you being there. If you send out any email newsletter, and I would always recommend to every client that they really look at email marketing, because good email marketing can increase sales by 40%. So imagine if you could increase people attending by 40% just by telling them that you're going to be at this show and it's going to be great and you look forward to seeing them there. Google Ads, you could stick it in your Google Ads. It's probably quite an expensive way to do it, but I just thought I'd stick it in. PR again, it doesn't have to be offline. You could be writing a blog about this and sharing the blog. Video is the most engaging thing you can do. So if you've had a new stand commissioned and it arrives in your office, if you follow me on LinkedIn, I am /Kelly O'Hare on LinkedIn, all one word. The other day, and I'll share with you now, we are having a beach party on our stand, and you're all invited. And one of the things that we've done is we have got a cutout that people can stand behind that makes them look like they're on a Hawaiian beach. And we just thought it'd be a bit of fun, and then we can take pictures of them and it'll say, I attended the Seaside Creative Beach Party at the Southeast Construction Expo underneath. But those pictures and videos, people will like those, they'll be sharing. And when the thing arrived in the office, I immediately held it up in front of my face and put my face through the hole. And I shared that on LinkedIn, and it got loads and loads of engagement. And it doesn't matter. It's not a hugely serious thing, but it does get engagement. And those of you who are on LinkedIn regularly will know that it's a much less formal site than it used to be, a much less formal way of sharing professional social media. And that is because of COVID. Working became less formal, so LinkedIn has followed suit. Making videos, you could be filming yourself on the day, you could be filming the stand setup, you could set up a time lapse of something being built. People love a time lapse, so you can make it really engaging, and you're in your pocket or your handbag will be your high-res video camera, i.e. your phone. Everybody can do this. We make videos for people, and more often than not, we take mobile phone footage and we edit it and we top and tail it and we add credits and we stick logos in and we fly in information. But that doesn't have to happen. You can just film yourself. But that's mobile phone footage is really high quality these days, so don't be afraid to do it. And networking isn't just face-to-face. There's lots of virtual networking, and we are doing virtual networking now purely just through you being here and talking to each other after I've stopped talking, which I'm going to do very soon. So think about your specific audience. Who do you really want to speak to on the day? Where are they going to be? How can you get them there? What do you want to give them? And make everything on your stand relevant to that number one golden goose person who would make your life if they came onto your stand and was interested in what you do. Because all the rest of them don't matter. No, you don't know who they know, but think about your number one person to come on your stand. Who's making the buying decisions for that company? So when I say your specific audience, it could be, you might say, oh, roofers, but actually who's making the buying decisions in that roofing company? How can you appeal to that person who's making the buying decisions? Can you make what you're doing visual? So are you using big graphics on your stands? Is your printed collateral engaging? Will what you wear be engaging? It's perfectly fine to be wearing your workman clothes if that's relevant to what you do. I wouldn't necessarily be filthy or covered in dirt and dust straight off site, but at a construction expo, it's absolutely fine to wear your work boots and your padded knee trousers and a polo shirt. It's fine. So it doesn't have to be a suit. It might actually be more engaging if you're not in one. We may be wearing Hawaiian shirts on our stand, just putting it out there. These can be applied at every stage. So this can be applied at before, during, and after, and everything that you do with your marketing. Know your audience, aim at who's making the buying decisions within that company that you're targeting, that you want to work with. Think about how you can appeal with them. Can you make it visual so that it really grabs them immediately? And remember, this is about what they like and not what you like. So it's, you might hate the fact that there are pink cupcakes on your stand, but if people like pink cupcakes, that's what you should be putting on there. Although I really wouldn't recommend pink cupcakes at the Southeast Construction Expo. So it's what they like and not you, and that's really, really important. So are there any questions about anything I have said? Please let me know. These are my details. I will share them in the chat. And if you think about something that you wanted and you thought, oh God, I wish I'd asked her that afterwards, just just message me or get in touch with me, and I'll happily answer your questions. So I'm going to stop sharing now so I can see some of your lovely faces, and then please go ahead.
Thank you ever so much, Kelly. That was, I think, well, I've done a few exhibitions, but it's always good to have a refresh and hear just a reminder of what you need to be thinking about when certainly planning your stand, and certainly taking some time out to do so. So thank you very much, Kelly.
That's my pleasure. I want to make sure that everybody has the best, you know, the best outcome possible from being on the day. If it makes sense to me that if you're paying money to attend something, that you need to achieve something from that. So, you know, hopefully at least some of the things I've said will help people.
Absolutely. As Kelly said, yes. Ian, you had a question.
Just one question. I'm just a bit worried. I do LinkedIn, but I don't post very often, and I'm just a bit worried that people go, "Oh God, not him again." You know, it's sort of like, yes, we know that's what he's doing, but does he need to keep going? You know, and you know, if you post before that you're going there, you post during that you're there, and then post afterwards about something else. I just wonder if it's a bit, you know, is less more, or is more?
As far as LinkedIn is concerned, it's a really congested marketplace. And also think about its algorithm. The more people who are using the hashtag, or whichever one you want to use, Penny, but I know if you were using hashtag SCCE 2022, and lots of people were using that, LinkedIn would pick up on that and start showing it to more people who were interested in it, who liked it. And don't forget, the way LinkedIn has jumped on the hashtag bandwagon, you could always use different hashtags for different posts if you were worried about annoying people. So, you know, you could use exhibition, you know, or construction, or Sussex, or Crawley, or there's lots and lots of different ones. But I really wouldn't worry about annoying people. It's, you know, the LinkedIn algorithm will choose to show it to people who are interested in what you're talking about. So, and if people aren't interested, they can scroll on by. And it's, you know, it's up to them.
Thank you. Has anyone else got any other questions relating to, obviously, Kelly's talk, and obviously getting her ideas on something maybe you're planning, you just want to check out with a specialist?
I mean, are you all booked onto one of the networking events, or a learning session, or a lunch? Because it's really worth getting off your stand and just going to one of those things. You know, the speakers that are there, and you know, apart from you learning something, you know, it sits you next to someone and sort of refreshes you. And when you go back to your stand, you're like, oh yeah, I'm here again. Okay, you know, so to go again, rather than sort of being there for 6 hours. And if there's more than one of you on the stand, then, you know, we have a tag team, and, you know, so do come and join the Seaside Creative Beach Party, please come and see us. It'd be lovely to see you all.
Any other questions, or that I can help you with, or anything you sort of wanted to know about the event? I've also shared, just in case you haven't received it or for whatever reason, the exhibitor marketing toolkit page. And as Kelly sort of mentioned, there's some really useful piece of information in there in terms of social media banners that you can be using, signature blocks, an email template for you to, as Kelly suggested, inviting your clients and prospects to the event. And very importantly, the exhibitor information guide, which tells you everything you need to know about sort of setting up and the detailed information there. So please do take some time to read that.
I've just seen Bruce's. No worries, Bruce. I will share my slides with Penny, and I know Penny's recording this call, so you can listen to me droning on while I'm running through the slides as well, if you like. So obviously I did it very interestingly. Don't worry, you'll be fine. But I'll share the slides separately anyway, so everybody can have a copy. And you might not say that once you've actually listened to it, Bruce, but thank you for saying so. So are you all entering the awards as well? As I know it's a totally different thing, but that is the next thing after this. Did you know about the awards? Are you?
I will share with everyone the link for that, because entries are still open, so you still have time to enter.
I say all the women here. There is a Women in Construction award, and you know, I think that's going to be highly fought over. It's one of the few awards that does that.
Just shared that in the chat as well. So do have a look, see if any of the categories will apply for yourselves.
Mm.
Oh,
Just one last question, talking about not being on the stand and visiting other places. I'm actually going to the Women in Construction lunch because it sounded really interesting. But if I'm not on the stand for like an hour and a half, is it better to be on the stand for the hour and a half, or better to be somewhere else and leave the stand empty if it's just me?
Yeah, it is hard when it's just you on the stand. But again, if you think about, so that's where it's really important to plan your stand, so that when you're not there, the stuff that you have to give people is accessible. So just make sure, you know, that you've really prominently placed things for people to collect. You could even maybe make a sign saying, you know, I'm at the women, tell them where you are. I'm at the Women in Construction lunch. I will be back at, so they could come back and see you. But then you can say, please take a leaflet. And then people don't feel that they are, you know, stealing, or, oh, he's not there, I'm just going to walk straight past it. You know, I think, you know, remember, this exhibition hall is going to be a really busy place. You're competing for footfall. So, you know, make the most of every opportunity. You need to not be in their faces, but make yourself noticeable. And if someone comes to see you and you're not there, and then there's a sign explaining why you're not there, then they won't feel upset that they've missed you. They'll know when to come back, and they can take something as well. So I'd probably do that. I'm actually delivering one of the learning sessions on the day where I'm going to talk about the Google algorithm and how to not get around it, but how to work with it to make your organic SEO much better, because there's a lot of updates on Google at the moment. So I'm going to be talking about that. So if you want to come to that, you can come and find me. And I'll be then we can meet in person. That would be lovely.
Is that something that you've got to sign up for, or is it just kind of like you can turn up on the day?
No, you can just turn up.
Amazing. You come into that.
I'll be the one in a Hawaiian shirt.
Any other questions people might have while we've got Kelly with us this morning? No question is a silly question.
I feel like I've whipped through it at lightning speed, because I was a bit afraid of an actual lightning happening and the power going off here, but it hasn't quite started yet. yeah, the slides I'll share them with you. I've done my presentation is in Google Slides. So do you want me to share a PowerPoint version with you, Penny, that people can?
Yeah, if that's okay. And then I will send everyone, if you're happy with that, Kelly, I'll share your presentation from today and also the recording as well, just for future reference if people or any colleagues that wanted to come along couldn't make it. So I'll do that too.
I'm so sorry about my speaking voice. I think I sound like a common old fishwife when I listen to myself back. So apologies in advance for making you do that. Okay, well, if that's everything, like I said, do link in with me if you haven't already, and if there's something, I did put my link in the chat. So and also it's on this. I'll put it on this final slide. It's just a company one, but I'll put mine on the final slide as well. And if there is anything that you think of that you wanted to ask in the planning, or then just send me a message and I'll happily chat to you.
Brilliant. Oh, well, thank you ever so much, Kelly, for your time today, and look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
I know, not long now, isn't it?
It's really not long now.
3 weeks on Thursday, isn't it? It's like, oh
yeah, less than that.
yes, is it not 2 weeks on Thursday?
2 weeks.
2 weeks on Thursday. Yeah, so okay, I better get finishing everything we're doing.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you everyone for joining us this morning, and as I say, I'll follow up with a recording of today and also and Kelly's presentation. I'll also include the link to our marketing toolkit, which again, just so do take some time to have a look through there. And any questions you've got that arise from today, please don't hesitate to give us a shout. But look forward to seeing those of you who are exhibiting with us in just over a few weeks' time.
Yeah, see you then.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you very much. Thanks, Kelly.
Right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Did you go well?
Sorry.